What's up guys, XHOUNDISHx here, and today we're going to take a look at the vendor weapons as well as any 98 to 100% armor stat rolls available from vendors this week from the 18th of April. So starting out in the Crucible Quartermaster, we have a decent B29 party favor right here. So we have Outlaw or Take a Knee. You can really opt for whichever one is your preference. Both pretty decent perks. If you're into Cool Guys videos, he is a massive fan of Take a Knee and it can be pretty beneficial. Up next we have Perfect Balance, gives you plenty of stability. You also have the option of Lightweight right there. And finally Rangefinder. In the sights we do have the Reflex Scope, Steady Hand IS and the OEG Rifle Scope. So not an absolute god roll, but a pretty decent pulse rifle. Let's take a look at the palindrome for the week, since it always seems to have a god roll. So, okay, we have Steady Hand, Fast Draw, and Quick Draw IS in the sights. We have Mulligan, or Partial Refund. Mulligan's pretty nice right there in PvP or PvE. We have Reinforced Barrel or Casket Mag right there. Reinforced Barrel does give you max range, but a pretty big hit to the stability right there. Not quite as good as Rifled Barrel, but some people, you know, still will use Reinforced Barrel, so it is a max range hand cannon. And then we have Look in the Chamber, so pretty godly right there. If that was Rifled Barrel, it would be better, but still, if you're after a good PvP hand cannon, this is going to be worth a try. We have a 44 Curtain Call, which may be okay for PvP if you don't have a better shotgun right here. So we have Smart Drift Control, Field Choke, or Soft Ballistics. I would probably go with Field Choke for more range and impact right there. We have Replenish or Life Support. I would probably go Replenish, which is pretty good. We've got Reinforced Barrel, so it's going to give you pretty hefty range right there. It also has Perfect Balance, and finally Rangefinder. So Rangefinder, Reinforced with Field Choke, it's going to be pretty decent for the Crucible. We have the Event Horizon right here with Sight Sys, Short Gaze, and Eagle Eye. Short Gaze is always nice for the Crucible. We've got Underdog. The weapon gains a boost to range and handling when health is low. We also have Perfectionist right there. Magazine is refunded if all shots are precision kills. Up next, Armor Piercing Rounds or Perfect Balance, and finally Take a Knee. So, depending on your persuasion, this might be a pretty nice PvP sniper. The Vanguard Quartermaster, we have a decent Parthian shot right here. So we've got MD Reflex, Sure Shot IS or OEG Rifle Scope. Up next, Secret Round or Partial Refund. This is a pretty crappy perk column right here. You probably want to go Partial Refund if you're using this for PvP. Up next, we have Braced Frame, so you are going to have very high stability, but that does come at the expense of magazine size. Also have Lightweight and Rangefinder. We've had better rolls, but again, if you don't have one and you want to get into these higher impact pulse rifles, this one is okay. Pretty nice Teacup Tempest available right here. So we have Reactive Reload, High Caliber Rounds or Hand Loaded, Outlaw or Army of One, and then in the sights we have True Sight, Sure Shot, and Quick Draw IS. This is a pretty nice sidearm for PvP potentially. You can go Reactive Reload with High Cal or Hand Loaded. Both of them, in my opinion, are good options for PvP. Hand Loaded perhaps the slightly better option, and then we have Outlaw right there. So Outlaw, Reactive Reload, pretty nasty combo. We have the Bone Crusher or Crusher, again with a pretty nice roll. So Counterbalance right there. Braced Frame or Rifled Barrel. I would probably go Rifled Barrel to be honest because it fires so slow. Up next, Feeding Frenzy or Spray and Play. In the ballistics we have CQB, Smooth Ballistics or Soft Ballistics. So again, if you're into this kind of low rate of fire, high impact machine gun, this one is actually pretty stinking good. We have a pretty nice roll on the Wounded from FWC. So we have Crowd Control with Hammer Forged or Outlaw right there. High Caliber Rounds or Full Auto, which is always nice. In the sights, MD Reflex, Ranged Lens, and OEG Rifle Scope. So you could go Full Auto with perhaps Hammer Forged or Outlaw, and then Crowd Control. That would be a pretty nice combination for PvE stuff right there. You could also opt for High Caliber Rounds, and then, you know, have Outlaw and Crowd Control. Pretty nice options potentially for PvP and PvE. We have the Wormwood with Reactive Reload, Army of One, Fitted Stock, High Cal, or Quick Draw, and then True Sight, Fast Draw, or Quick Draw IS. So you could go with Quick Draw. I like Quick Draw for PvP, definitely, and then Fitted Stock for a little bit more stability, and Reactive Reload. It's pretty nasty. We have a pretty nice Extrema file, kind of reminds me of, I believe it was the Continental from last week, if that's even in the same archetype, but we have Counterbalance, Perfect Balance, Spray and Play, High Caliber Rounds, or Hip Fire right there, and then MD Reflex, Quick Draw, and OEG Scopes. So with High Caliber Rounds, Perfect Balance, and Counterbalance, this is pretty stinking good. We have the Last Ditch with Linear Compensator, Field Choke, and Soft Ballistics. We have Hand Loaded or Snapshot, Hammer Forged or Up Close and Personal, and then Final Round. So if you went Final Round with hammer forged and hand loaded, you've got the upper end of the range stats right there on this shotgun. Up next we have Unto Dust. For any of you guys who've seen the video about the Warpath rocket launcher from a couple of days ago, it's pretty good on Axis, but this is pretty much a copy right here. So we have cluster bombs, heavy payload or tripod, and then field scout, and in the ballistics, warhead, soft launch, and hard launch. So if you go with field scout and then tripod as well as cluster bombs, this is going to be a pretty good PvE launcher in general, but also very good for Axis. At New Monarchy we have yet another reactive reload sidearm. So this one has reactive reload, hand loaded or army of 1, flared magwell or lightweight, and then steady hand, fast draw, and quick draw IS. If you're into the slightly lower impact archetype of sidearms, this is pretty nice. A potentially pretty fun PvE shotgun right here. So we have crowd control, small bore or cascade, and then hand loaded and lightweight, smooth ballistics, CQB, and aggressive ballistics. We have the deposition right here with a pretty nice potential PvE and PvP role. So we've got hidden hand, small bore or triple tap, skip rounds or lightweight, and then Hawkeye, short gaze, and Taxis. So, you know, you can go short gaze and then take advantage of that hidden hand, or you can do the same and then use triple tap for PvE. Not the best archetype of sniper, but it has some decent perks. So now let's check out the 98 to 100% stat rolled armor available for the week. So from Shiro, we've got 96, 96, and 92%. Not too bad, nothing too exciting from the Titan Vanguard right there. From the Hunter Vanguard, again, nothing too exciting. We do have a 98% Ghost Shell right there with intellect and strength. Our core array has a Warlock Bond, intellect, strength right there, again, 98%. FWC has a Hunter chest piece at 98% with intellect, strength right there. And we also have a 100% roll of the Bellicose Shell with intellect, strength. Dead Orbit is offering a 98% roll on the Hunter leg armor right here with discipline, strength. Tyra in the Iron Temple is offering a pretty nice roll of the Memory of Silumar, 105% roll with intellect, discipline right there. And that pretty much sums up the high stat roll armor available for this week, guys. So I hope this video has been useful. Anyway, guys, let me know in the comments anything you're dying to pick up this week. If you have enjoyed the video, a like is appreciated, and if you're new to the channel, feel free to hit subscribe if you want to see a lot more Destiny content. But for now, you guys have an awesome day.